What's up, everybody? Yo, I was watching. I was listening to I was reading. Let me turn this off. I was reading the post that this man, the black guy, got there. I can't think of his name. Man, what's the man's name? He was running for president at one time, but he didn't do too well. I forgot his name. But anyway, he was talking about he was saying welfare. I don't see you when you read this shit online. You don't know if it's true or not. But from what they were saying is that black guy running for the Republican ticket. I forgot his name. Soft-spoken guy. He's a doctor, and Trump hired him as a doctor. Trump hired him as a general surgeon. I think he was supposed to be the Surgeon General at one time. But anyway, he was saying that the post said welfare is worse than slavery. People need to realize, and I don't know why nobody speaks up about this, but Europeans came to America to receive unearned benefits. They didn't earn them benefits, so why should they be entitled to all these benefits? And the thing was, when black people was released from slavery, they didn't get shit. They didn't get nothing. They was released with no home, no land, no food, no clothes, no friends. There was Jim Crow segregated, and prosperous black towns was burnt to the ground. Black people didn't receive jack shit. So all these immigrants get to come to America, and by the way, black people are not immigrants. The word immigrant implies choice. Black folks had no choice. Black people, by definition in term, are not immigrants. But damn, I look fat. But the thing is, all these people keep coming here to get. What do you think farmers got? They got what farmers got. Where did they get the land from? Who gave them the land? They didn't buy that land. When the Europeans came to America, all they had to do was put a stake in the ground and say, "This is my land." And they got land as far as the eye can see. And then they put slaves on the land, and that's how they created wealth. Because land had no value until you put a slave on the land. And that gave the land value. And then once you get that value, you hand that value off to your children. And it's passed down from parent to child, parent to child, parent to child. Just like poverty is handed down from parent to child. Well, not necessarily, because you can't inherit your mother's apartment. You can't inherit your mother's food stamp in Section 8. But all these years, and how bad was Europe that motherfuckers wanted to leave? How bad was it that they wanted to leave? I mean, like, how bad is your house that you want to leave your house? Something must be going terribly wrong over there. And who paid for the boat ride for them to get over here? From what I understand, it was the English crown, English royalty that paid for them to get over here. But who paid for it? Who paid for that boat ride to get over here? If I want to go to Germany right now, how am I going to go? If I want to go to France right now, how am I going to go? I have to pay for it. Somebody had to pay them people. Somebody had to pay that boat driver, the boat captain, to drive that boat to come over here. How did they come over here? That was welfare. They keep making it seem like black people get welfare. It's only black mothers that get welfare. Europeans get welfare, man. If not, they would have stayed in Europe. Jews get welfare. And the thing about them is they don't have to go to the same agency that everybody else have to go to. They go to their own agency. Everybody comes to America for unearned benefits. Everybody comes to America for unearned benefits. And black people sit back and don't say shit, don't read books about this shit, and so they can speak up for themselves. They wasn't handicapped by their country. They wasn't handicapped by this country like black people were. They was handicapped by their own country. It was their country that handicapped them. So why should they come to this country and receive benefits? You know, poverty was put on them by their country. Poverty wasn't put on them by this country. Black people, poverty was put on us by this country. So why shouldn't we not receive some kind of benefits or some kind of compensation? And no, I was not a slave. But like I said, poverty is handed down from parent to child, parent to child, parent to child. And why did it come over? Why did so many Europeans have to come over here in the first place? They came over here so they could create a buffer zone between black people. That's why they was invited over here, so they could be buffers. The Irish, the Italians, the Germans, the Jews, all of them came over here so they could be buffers between the rich and the poor, which were the black people. I don't know why this car be sounding like this, man. But stop letting these people make it seem like black people are like the face of welfare. That's why I wrote that poem. It was Richard Nixon that made it seem like black people were welfare queens. Why did black people get so poor from the start? They make it seem like black people came over here on boats. Like we were invited over here. And most black people, some black people are not African Americans. Well, I don't want to get into that, but they make it seem like we're immigrants, like we came over here on the boat. We were handicapped by this country. So why we can't receive some kind of compensation? I don't know. But stop letting these people listen, the farmers got welfare. Martin Luther King even said that. You read his last speech. You watch him on YouTube when he was giving his last speech. And he was saying we're coming to get our check. Because he was talking about how farmers get welfare. And they don't break up their family. Their family's not broken up. All the immigrants that come to America get welfare. They get some form of welfare. Stop letting them tell you that they don't. They get Section 8 food stamps and all that shit. Stop letting them say they don't. And if you read Howard Dean's book, he talks about that. Howard Dean's book. If you watch Goodfellas, if you read Goodfellas, don't watch the movie, read Goodfellas. Them women were poor, man. Their teeth was all fucked up and everything. Worse than mine. Read Goodfellas. They talk about how the woman used to walk around with tons of makeup and shit. But in the movie, they sort of glamorize it. But in the book Goodfellas, they talk about how tacky the women were. And how they was walking around with stolen clothes on and shit like that. Stop letting these fucking people fool y'all, man. Alright? Let me get out of here.